I just graduated college. See, ever since I was a kid, I was always concerned about the idea of college. Would I get in? How much would it cost? Would I be able to afford it? There are various variables that go into somebody's decision to go to college or not. Are you going to a community college? Do you have a scholarship? Are you going to a university? Are you going out of state, in the state? It's a lot of different questions. But at the end of the day, everybody's journey is different. And here's mine. See, all the way through high school, I was a pretty smart kid. In middle school, I got straight A's. High school, I did pretty well. I think I ended with like a 4 point something after my honors. I had all the scores. I had the ACT score, the SAT score. I had pretty good grades. I was involved. I was in sports. I was doing different clubs. I was an involved student, but university still was interesting. I was applying to different schools like University of Miami in Florida, which was my dream school, University of Illinois, where I ended up going. But at the end of every single day, I didn't know what was coming next. I didn't know if I was gonna stay home and go to my school in downtown Chicago at UIC, or if I was gonna leave town and go to ASU. A lot of different questions were on my mind. But at the end of the day, my journey ended up at the University of Illinois. University of Illinois is a fantastic school, and I am 100% biased. I love that school with my whole heart. I am so glad I ended up going to that school. I made some of my closest friends, some of my best memories, and some actual crazy experiences that I had over the 4 years I was there. Along with that, I graduated with a major in econometrics and quantitative economics and a business minor, something that's new and coming and great in the society that we live in, where everything is data driven.
Nice.
With that degree, I was able to land a job at PayPal, and I'm extremely grateful for that. But that's not what you're here for. You're here to hear about what college is like. See, outside of everything that you see on social media, the sports, the girls, and the partying, there's a lot that goes into college. You meet some of your closest friends. You make great connections. You start building relationships with people you would have never met if you did not decide to go to the same school in some random cornfields. Walking into college freshman year, it seems like a whole new world. I was 2.5 hour drive away from my mom, living on my own with a kid that I played basketball with 2 years ago. And I didn't know what was going to happen. We both didn't know what was going to happen. But from that first day, we met people, we started doing things, we started meeting other people that those people knew, and everything started to click. You start catching on to things quick. You start learning what time you should be going to class, what time you should be going to sleep, when the next party was happening. Everything just came to you fast. See, when you're there, there's so much being thrown on to you. Things like tailgates, sports games, parties, school, classes, 8 a.m. classes, everything that you could ever not think of because no one knows what's happening is getting thrown at you. And you have to be able to juggle it all like a professional. See, going to such a big school, there were so many people to meet, so many things to do, so many organizations to join, that it was hard to do it all. It was honestly impossible. Our school had the most Greek organizations in the entire country, and you can search that up because it's not Alabama. But once you start getting driven in, you have your friends, you have your social circle, you have your people that you study with, your class group chats, your group me chats, everything starts to flow. You start to understand what's happening, you start to understand what you want to do in the future and where you should be, planning ahead for. You realize that your class advisor really doesn't care. They have so many people to take care of that it is hard for them to focus in on you. Think of myself, and I was in the School of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and I had my economics, she was an economics advisor, and I would come to her and I realized that she has like hundreds and thousands of students that go to her every single week. She's not going to remember everything that I ask and talk to her. You got to start figuring it out on your own. That's when you start finding out crazy sites like LibGen, or your degree audit, or finding out the average GPA for classes that you want to take so that you don't take one that has a 1.0 average and decide to fail, or some random Japanese class at 11 o'clock in the morning that you had to read Japanese for. I learned from experience on that one. You learn that you can drop classes in the middle of the semester before a certain deadline without failing them. I learned that like my junior or sophomore year. It's incredible how much stuff that you pick up on. See, outside of academics, there's plenty of things that you could do. See, I myself founded 2 RSOs on campus and was on executive positions for a bunch more. As much as you can get involved, I recommend you should. Getting involved will never hurt you. I've met probably, I would say, over 500 people just because of different organizations that I joined. You join that organization, you meet their friends, you meet those friends' friends, and it just continues to grow. You become known, you know people, and you start to network and find different friends that you like hanging out with. It's also a fantastic resume booster. If you're trying to apply for a job after senior year and your resume looks like blank, there's nothing there, they're not gonna hire you. They're gonna be like,
what did you do the entire time?
And they're not gonna approve you. They're not gonna give you the job. One big issue that a lot of people talk about in college is not having money for things. And that's where this magical word a job comes in. See, I was somebody taking 18 credit hours for most of my semesters at college, and I still found a way to have a job. Granted, yes, my job was from the hours of 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., but what did that mean? I didn't get any sleep. See, I found a way to manage my schedule so that I could make money, so I could spend money, so that I could enjoy college. The last thing you want to do is be in college and not have money that you could spend with friends and people doing things, because then you're just gonna be sitting at home doing nothing or watching TV the whole time, and it's just gonna be like, what's going on? I myself was a bartender at school, which is a pretty cool job. I enjoyed it a lot. I made good money off of it, but I did not get the sleep that I should have gotten. On the other side, I met a lot of people. I networked with people that I worked there, people that would meet me while I was working, and so on. Getting that job was essential because it helped me pay my rent, it helped me pay for my groceries, it helped me pay for my organizations, my spring break trips, my everything that was going on. It helped me pay for it. Without that, I would say I wouldn't have had some of my favorite experiences in college. Some things like my trip to Peru, Colombia, Utah, all my different trips and parties that I went to with my friends, concerts, things like that. I would not have been able to allow myself comfortably to go on that if I didn't have the job I had. The last thing I want to talk about in this video is realizing that you need balance. College shouldn't be all focused on some singular thing. I know a lot of people that will join a fraternity and they will make that their life. They'll talk about it, they'll go to every single thing, and that's all they ever do. See, that's not a great way. Yes, you'll make some deep bonds with those individuals, but you're not spreading yourself out, wide enough to meet more people. I myself joined a fraternity. I founded a business fraternity. I founded another business RSO. I joined like 3 other business RSO. Being able to join different things and meet other people and go to events with other individuals is going to make you more widespread and more well known and more connected with other people that went to your school. You don't want to be so laser focused on a single thing when there's a whole nother world that you can explore. It doesn't even matter if you're getting coffee, going to lunch, playing basketball, getting a quick lift in with somebody. It's nice to have people that you can invite and go do things with them. It makes you more connected, it makes you more social, because one of the key aspects that a lot of people don't realize in college is getting that social understanding, making new friends, making new experiences with these people. Because these people are people that you will know for the rest of your life. People that you may want to ask for a job, may want to ask to be your best man, may you want to ask to be your girlfriend. Meeting people in college is probably the one most important thing that I learned. I met so many people and I'm so grateful for it. Some relationships were stronger than others. But at the end of the day, I made positive bonds with people that I may have never met. So if you're like me 4 years ago, understand that going to college is a scary task. There's a lot of unknowns that you will be facing, but make sure you do your best to do what you want, do what you need, do what's best for you, and make the best of it, because once those 4 years are gone, they're gone.